Good morning. This is your Lockdown Live number 42. It is Wednesday today. This is number day 2 of your 5 pillars of wellness. So, the 5 pillars of wellness are when we kind of look at the body, the mind of the body holistically, and we look at the five areas. Sometimes there's 7, but I'm going for 5 because there was 5 days. 5 areas where if we can get them on point or as close to on point as possible, then really, we can live really, really healthily. Okay, so this is day 2. Day 2 is about movement and exercise. Welcome to home radio listeners. If you're not listening to home radio, you can access home radio there are 2 apps, one on iOS and one on Android. You can listen via there, or you can enable your Alexa, or they have websites as well, so you can go onto there. And I think I'm pretty sure that Matt Colburn is live right now. So maybe you could go across after you've listened to this, but not whilst you're listening to this, because, well, So why do we need movement and exercise? And I know this seems a little bit simple, but I'm going to do 2 things today. Why do we need it, and then why do we avoid it? Because we kind of know we need it, we do, but I wanted to look at some of the new ones as to why we need it, and then why do we avoid it so much? Because I think that's really important as well. So we need it because it increases functionality of joints, keeps us moving, can assist in better sleep, resolves sources of pain, improves mental health, it releases endorphins, aka the happy hormone. Just quickly on that one, because I go to the gym and I don't get that. I don't get that release of endorphins when I leave. What I do get is if I don't get to the gym, or I don't get some sort of movement, or I don't get outside, need to make a note of that. If I don't get outside, then my mood and my mental health starts dropping. So for me, it's like the other way around. I go to the gym, I get outside, I go for plenty of walks, and my mental health is maintained. But I don't necessarily get the kind of the hormone high that you might get from going to the gym. Okay, so if you don't get that, don't look for it, but maybe look at it from the other angle, because that's also really important. For me, movement and exercise is a little bit like a car that's sat outside and is sat out there for a year, and then we would expect that we go out to the car and it starts. And there's very little chance that it might do. It might just turn over and start, but there's less chance. The body is full of different systems, a nervous system and an endocrine system, and where the oxygen goes and the blood, and oh my goodness, it's like system after system. And when we go through periods of movement, even like walking, then all of those systems get charged and everything gets moved around. Oxygen gets moved. The endocrine system, I believe, is where infections are kind of travel through. I seem to remember that's right. And if we exercise and drink plenty of water, interestingly, with the endocrine system, then the endocrine system is forced to move. So therefore, infections are forced to move, and they don't just sit and become dormant. Okay, we know that the body moves, and we know that the all of those systems keep ticking over, but it's like giving them a really good push and giving all of that material inside us a good push through, in the same way that we would need to do with a car. Just to clarify what movement and exercise is, because again, I think people get really, really fearful over the word exercise. Exercise is outside, be it having a walk. Honestly, that's all it could be. You could get up in the morning and stand and do some shoulder rolls, or do some kind of like stand in the shower and move your body, stretch it, and it would be classed as movement. I'd like to see you do a little bit more than that, but all of that is movement. I'm not talking about going to the gym and pumping it out for like an hour and a half, or going to a spin class, or going to a HIIT class, or anything like that. It's just movement. Just move your system, and all of that is so. This is where it really gets me so powerful for this, because once this becomes healthy, so does this in turn. It just becomes a lot healthier, because the two systems are attached, and they're part of each other. This is out of kilter, then this becomes out of kilter. This is out of kilter, then this becomes out of kilter. And I say that often. So why do we not? What are the excuses that people use? I'm too tired. However, we know that exercise gives us energy, because if the body isn't moved or it doesn't go through some sort of movement, then it becomes sluggish and then we get really tired. No, 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 no. Whereas if we push everything through our body, all of a sudden it's like this, and it comes empowered again. So you might feel too tired, but actually, just to clarify this one, if you think you're too tired, then go outside and walk for 20 minutes, get some fresh air, and then see how you feel. I love the phrase, test it. Just test it one day. 20 minutes outside, that's all you need. Got an eyelash. Can't afford a gym. You don't need a gym. You can be outside and walking. Walking costs you absolutely nothing whatsoever. You can just walk. You could stand in your kitchen and do star jumps or jumping jacks. You know what I mean? It costs you absolutely nothing. We don't need to spend money to keep the body moving. There are stacks of stuff online where you don't need any kind of equipment whatsoever. And I really value all those people that go to the effort of putting stuff online that we can access. No equipment whatsoever. It's just movement. It's just body movement at all sorts of different levels. So if you find something that's too much, then go and find something else. Need to be motivated. It's a difficult one, this, because we talked about motivation last week, and sometimes I want to step around the need for motivation, but then get motivation from what we've done. Sometimes we just need, if you need motivation, then you're stuck in your head. And maybe your motivation can be that you want to live longer. Maybe your motivation can be that if you have children, that you want to see your grandchildren. Maybe that can be your motivation. Maybe your motivation can be that you want better mental health. Maybe your motivation can be that you want to stay in your relationship, so therefore you want to be healthier and you want to stay in your relationship, because if you're healthier and mentally well, then your relationship has more time for survival. Find the motivation, and if you can't find it, step around it and do it anyway, because we know it's good for us. Exercise is no fun. I completely agree with this one, but what I would say is find exercise that's fun for you. It could be, I spent a couple of years doing exercise via the Wii, doing yoga via Wii, because the Wii exercise, because it was great and I really enjoyed it. So find stuff that you enjoy. You can swim, you can run, you can walk, you can do classes. Oh my goodness, that you can do things like Pilates and Tai Chi. There is such an array of movement out there that you can do. And I'm absolutely convinced there will be something in there that's fun. I hate contact sports. Cannot bear it. Cannot bear any kind of contact sports. I can't abide team sports, so I don't do them. But I've learned that, and I think I learned that at secondary school. So find something that you do like, because there will be something out there. But please get moving. And if you do nothing else, then be outside. As I always say, be outside and have a walk. Action for Happiness calendar. Again, I didn't plan this. This is like the universe is aligned. Start today by appreciating your body and that you're alive. We go through this. We kind of have this perception that just looking for my phone. We have this perception that we should wake up every morning, and I argue with that and go, why? Why do you think that you should wake up every morning? For me, when I wake up and I'm still breathing, then that is another gift. So don't assume that is our God-given right to wake up every morning, because some people don't. So I love that one. Start today by appreciating your body and that you are alive. Okay, so let's start with that one. Tomorrow is a pre-record, and the subject is, I can let you know, stillness and mindfulness. Very quickly, I'll leave you with this. The body needs movement every day. The mind needs some level of stillness every day, and we're going to look at stillness tomorrow. The video will release itself at 8:15. Okay, so I'll see you then. I wish you love and peace. Be kind to yourself and be kind to everybody around you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and you can join me later at 7 o'clock tonight, where we're looking at a whole plethora of wellness. Okay, see you later. Bye.